Hey everybody, One of Weezem here, 10:15 p.m. on October 15th, so that's it's actually 10:16, but it sounds cooler if I say it's 10:15 on 10:15. So, where we left off last night, I introduced Funny Bone and Chopper. Actually took both guys through the Wave 1 there of the Chaos Doom Challenge. Again, I would do that with every introduction, but it's so tutorial based. It just kind of kills it. I wish Eon would just like quit talking and you could just play through it. It wouldn't take any time at all. You honestly spend more time listening to Eon than you do actually battling the enemies. But it would be a great way to showcase the attacks. It would just be mind-numbingly slow because of Eon. That said, what I'm going to do now, I've got Chopper here. As you can see, just one round through there and a couple of trips through the chimney, he picked up some decent cash. But what I'm going to do now, if I can find her, here she is. There's so many Skylanders in my life, it's getting a little bit overwhelming. I'm going to put Deja Vu, Magic Element Newlander, on the portal.
Did that just happen?
Okay, so very robotic voice, actually, which is interesting. I kind of said she looked robotic to me. That said, let me get my spreadsheet set up here. I think this is intro number 13, and where did it go? Windows installed updates, and it ruined everything I was doing, as it usually does. But I'm just glad that the Wii U Dark
Your
Edition
next
unboxing
challenge awaits you,
uploaded
Portal
prior to that.
Master. Talk to
Alright,
Flynn.
tick. There's Magic. So she will technically be the first Magic character on there. So, alright, here we go. We got Deja Vu. She actually looks just like her figure. I did not anticipate her to be holding the staff and the hourglass to begin with. There's her idle animation. She looks pretty good in the game. Not the fastest thing in the world. Stealth Elf will be running circles around her. But let's see how she looks jumping. As you'd expect, she could probably jump higher if she'd put that stuff down. But anyway, let's go ahead and get her kind of situated here on the bridge. We've got a good view of her, and we will terminate that view.
Standing the test of time.
Okay, I've got the headset on, so it's a little hard for me to hear that. I'm going to crank the TV volume up just a little bit. And what I will do now is actually cover her background story with you. And if you think, did that just happen? The answer is yes, because we unboxed her last night. On a remote island in Skylands, Deja Vu tirelessly worked on a machine that would make the perfect 3-minute egg in half the time. So basically a 90-second egg. After poring over countless magic tomes and even consulting the lost plans used in creating the legendary Tower of Time props for the tie-in there, she finally completed construction of the huge machine. Unfortunately, a gang of evil giant sea slugs searching for a way to acquire super speed learned of her machine and set about to take it at all costs. Slow but well-armed, the massive slugs bore down on the island, but rather than allow her work to be used for evil, Deja Vu quickly jumped into action and set the clock's hands to 13, causing a time overload. Caught up in the blast, she was given amazing power over time, which she then used to stop the evil slugs in their tracks and spin them home. Now, as a Skylander, Deja Vu uses her incredible powers to turn back the clock on evil. So, let's go ahead and take a look at her stats. Max health, 210, that is kind of low, not gonna lie. Armor, 18, that's pretty low. Speed, 60, she seems way slower than that. In the previous game, she would rank somewhere like around a 35 in my opinion. Critical hit 60, I'll take that. And elemental power box stock should be 25. She's listed at 39 because we've got 3 magic elements in the game. And interestingly enough, the strategy guide calls her a 46. I have no clue what they're doing in that strategy guide. It's also very hard to read certain characters in the strategy guide. Not the bios because they're crammed and narrow, but also like the upgrade path descriptions. There's like a couple, I think that they weren't printed well, is actually what I think I would attribute it to. That said, you don't care about that unless you have the strategy guide, and you're probably upset about
for
it.
the ages.
We want to take a look at her powers. So what we've got box stock is space-time shots. Press X to shoot a magical ball of time energy that homes in on enemies. So that's going to be coming from her shaft, staff, whatever you want to call it, and it looks like it's almost like rolling up the forks and shooting out. I don't know, we'll have to check it out. Up next is past selves. Press B to bring a version of your past self that explodes. Press B again to switch places with it. Not quite sure I'll have to actually play that to figure it out, but it sounds complicated yet interesting. These next 4 are her base upgrades. It begins with Time Rift, her tertiary attack. Press Y to create a Time Rift, damaging all who touch it. Shoot the Time Rift to create a black hole. That's cool. Next up, Long-Term Memory. Past selves last longer and replay a longer history. Third, purchased upgrade, Time Rifts aplenty. Have more Time Rifts active at once. Time Rifts now attract space-time shots. And the controller is going to die, which is fabulous. This is the plug-and-play when in it charged all night. Circular logic, past selves fire space-time shot. Seriously. Seriously, Xbox? It's just mind... When you get a battery notice on the Wii, I mean, you've got some serious time left. I don't even know if I can reach my other controller. I could if not for the headset. I'm going for it. I got it. That was a small... Again, if there was like a live stream cam of myself or something going on right now, that would have been impressive. Reconnect. Okay, so we're back. Absolutely ridiculous. That controller, I kid you not, charged all night long. And it literally, I turned the game on, we pulled Chopper, I unplugged the controller, and we put Deja Vu on. So, you tell me. That said, where were we? I don't really know. Time Rifts aplenty, we'll just go back. This is our third base upgrade. Have more Time Rifts at once. Time Rifts now attract space-time shots. Then we've got Circular Logic, Past Selves Fire, space-time shots. Again, I'm going to have to edit this because it had all the, it had email addresses for frick's sake. So I guess it's a good thing I wasn't live streaming like I debated about doing. But, just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Coming in, you now have your 2 paths. The top one is going to be, I think, Live to Remember. I really hate this strategy guide. It was poorly done. Whoever did this needs to go back and look at the previous one and learn how to do a strategy guide properly. Live to Remember, and it was the same people, so what's sad, and it's like a step in the wrong direction. But Live to Remember, Live to Remember, I assume it's Live to Remember. Explosion Deja Vu. When a past self explodes, the explosion is repeated 2 more times. Next up is Time Heals All Wounds. When a past self takes damage, you are healed. Next up is Space-Time Duality. Press X to shoot 2 space-time shots at once. Bottom path should be called Remember to Live. I would assume that's how they want that one done. Warp Field. Shoot a past self to create a warp field, pulling enemies towards the past self. Past self paralysis. Past selves do extra damage and freeze all nearby enemies. And go out with a bang. When a past self explodes, or when you switch with it, it releases space-time shots. Soul Gem you can get regardless of the path. Black Hole Bedlam. Time Rifts now turn into massive black holes, releasing unstable time power. I honestly don't know how I feel about this chick. Nothing that I read there, and it's just not because I'm, mad at the Xbox for disconnecting me after the controller charged all night. It just, none of that really makes any sense at all. Is it the descriptions? Is it just because we haven't done it? I don't know. Could it turn out to be awesome? Absolutely. But based on what I just read, oh my gosh, I just don't understand this console sometimes. I don't have these problems with Nintendo. I really don't. That said, we're going to come in here. I believe the primary attack button for the X-Bone is X. So this should be our space-time shots. Let's see if we got any range on this. Again, she's not 60. I can tell you that for speed. So that's kind of promising. I mean, it seems to hone in. It's doing 30-ish, 45 on the critical hits. Can't really rapid fire them. It's basically, once they terminate, you can shoot another one. Let's test it from here. Yeah, I mean, I literally cannot shoot another one until the first one has made contact. So let's scoot in. Yeah, there's even kind of a lag there. So decent damage, fairly respectable. It's not crazy high, it's not super low, and it's not super quick either, so it's functional. Secondary attack is Past Selves. Press the B button to bring a version of your past self that explodes. Press B again to switch places with it. So I don't
Your
know.
next
We'll have to see
challenge
this.
awaits you, Quartermaster. Talk
Okay,
to
what am I
Flynn.
doing?
Double the fun.
Like an ad for Doublemint Gum or something? I don't know. So it's kind of a stealth elf.
Second to
Really good
none.
damage and range. It looked like we got 70 on that. 105 when we first do it. So really, really nice range on that. 70 to 105. And then let's... You also get that same damage when you initiate it. Let's... I'm trying to get away from it, but I'm having a hard time. Let me try now. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool and handy. She's a character I think you're really going to have to just pay attention to the upgrades, practice them here in the training grounds, and learn them, and then figure out how to best use them to suit your playstyle. Very promising. What I like best about it is actually that it's
Talk
just
to
unique.
Persephone when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
Back up.
I'm trying to figure out if she's doing anything with the hourglass. I don't think she is. If this had PvP, trap team, I would totally be I'd let my nephew pick his character of choice, and then I'd be Deja Vu, and I'd start doing that, and it would just freak him out. That's it. I don't get to do that. So, can we shoot that yet? I don't think we can. I'm gonna try. Okay, so the pass self will actually shoot too. So, pretty cool. It's a lot to take in. It's going to be complicated, even if it's simplistic, just because you'll never be able to really explain it well, I think. But it should be interesting. She'll be a fun character to actually play with. Again, if she's going to be your favorite character, it's going to be someone that you're like going to have to literally spend some time with to kind of feel out all the way. So I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt here. Always a good thing to do in Skylands. Primarily for the simple fact that if you take the time to actually upgrade anyone, they usually turn out to be pretty good. So, that said, for myself, Deja Vu, her doubles, her space-time continuum clones, whatever they may be, we're going to go ahead and end this. Hopefully these batteries last. I have the other controller plugged back into the X-Bone, and we'll see if it can't recharge a little bit. I've been really proud of that thing. Because I had a couple nights where I played this a lot, and it never really wore down, and then of course I always recharged it, but we'll see what happens. So my apologies about that. That's why it'll be edited weird. I might cut out part where I griped about it because it'll overlap with stuff, but nonetheless, this is Deja Vu, Magic Element Newlander. Right now she is basically our only new magic character. We've got Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz in the mix. We've got Spry and Mini Genie available. No Trap Masters, which is kind of a buzzkill. Can't access the magic Traptanium gates. That, of course, being Blastermind and Enigma. And then Cobra Kadabra. I thought there's a chance he might have come out now. That's not the case. So we'll have to wait on that. But that said, for myself and Deja Vu, we'll catch you back here next time. Check out the Skylander Club forum, SkylanderClub/forum. That's the place to be. If you like what you see, we'd love to have you join us. Feel free to sign up. OneOfWeasem.com is my personal site. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. If you don't follow me on Twitch, make sure you do that if you're located there. I'm going to live stream the entire chapter game for you. From the X-Bone, my nephew and I will do a co-op playthrough from the Wii U version of the game, so stay tuned for both of those. That said, if you're not subscribed, make sure to do that. And up next, I had a request to do Gusto. I think I will do that, and then we will move in and start doing our Dark Edition. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you back here later.